Hello everyone and welcome to The Horn, where today we have Jesse Little, NASCAR driver, and his sponsor for the day as well, Bill Brunton. Welcome both of you.
Thank you, sir. Glad to be here.
Thanks, Neil. Pleasure.
What I wanted to ask you, Jesse, is firstly, congratulations on graduating for UNC Charlotte with your business degree recently. Now, I know that your dad, Chad Little, has got 2 degrees, so I wanted to ask you, has education always been important in your family?
It absolutely has. No, it's a great question, and one I'm glad I can finally answer having that piece of paper. But my whole career in racing, I guess I can call it a career. It's quite young still, but it's always known. And as any athlete, you can't do it forever, and you hope you can, but more than likely you won't be able to. And so I learned at an early age that when my dad retired, he was only able to get the opportunities he was presented because of his experience in the education system and having those degrees. And so I realized that as much as I want to race for a living forever, it's imperative that I get that degree as soon as I can. And it might have taken me a little longer than the normal 4 years, but I got it done, and I certainly am excited to have it pay off in more ways than one. It's already helping me in the sport of racing, understanding the business side of the sport and the knowledge and how important marketing and relationships are. And I think that had I not had that degree, I wouldn't be as well versed. I wouldn't maybe be as good of a communicator or a team player that I do now having it.
Now, your education, has that helped you understand how the vehicles work when you're driving them?
I think that more so comes from experience of just being in the car driving it. But what it has helped me do is, I think anybody in a leadership role understands just getting the most out of your people, getting the most out of your team. And going to school, it helped me kind of understand, whether it's group projects or just learning different subtleties about people, what makes them tick, what can you do to get the most out of them. And in our sport, it's crucial that you're able to do that. Chemistry is very important, just like in any business role, and I think that's something that I'm able to take with me each and every weekend.
Thank you, Jesse. Now, you were quite young when your father retired from NASCAR racing.
Yep.
Can I ask you about your recollections, and did you feel from an early age that you wished to follow in his footsteps?
Yeah, it's always funny talking about that. I like to discuss it because, he had a whole career in the sport, successful Cup career, and he retired when I was only about 4 or 5 years old. So I really don't have any memories of being at the track with him racing. All of mine come from going to the races after he was done and watching fans come up to him and bring old die casts and old souvenirs and t-shirts to have him signed. And I thought, he doesn't even drive anymore, but he still has this kind of presence, and I thought that was so neat.
Excellent.
And so the older I got, the more knowledge I gained of the sport and its history, and realized kind of the impact he had, and that was when I really started honing in my dream of being a race car driver.
But you must have had that dream very early, because I think you started driving at age 7.
I did, yeah. It was, and I like to tell people, obviously, that at that young, I definitely loved it. I enjoyed going to the racetracks and hanging with my friends and family. And then the older I got, I realized, not only is this something that my family loves and I can keep us, really close doing it, but it's something I'm starting to really enjoy. And luckily I was good enough at it that I was able to kind of keep it going. So it was kind of a best of both worlds. And, now here we are all the way at the Xfinity Series.
And you were Rookie of the Year at one point as well.
In the K&N Pro Series, back in 2013. And so it feels like ages ago, but it's certainly been neat to see kind of the journey since then and how it's all paid off.
And I know that you've raced in many different series over the years, including the truck race, the NASCAR truck race. But more recently, it was last year, 2020, when you joined the Infinity Series. How did that come about?
Yeah, certainly. It was, we had our family team, our truck team, for about 4 or 5 years, and I'd only ever raced, no more than about 10 races a year. And so I was kind of at the point where I was in my early 20s and I wanted to take the next level. I wanted to go to the next level, be more aggressive in my my kind of approach to try to get to the top series in NASCAR. And by doing that, it was crucial that I joined the Xfinity Series to some degree, and I was lucky enough to land a full-time ride in 2020 with JD Motorsports and their group, and that's kind of led into this year, and you know, sprung my career into a different realm of, you know, having the starts and experience and being to all these racetracks and getting to meet great people like Bill.
That's a nice little segue, because even though your father was a NASCAR driver, some people at home might assume it was all handed to you on a silver platter, but that's not true. You have to work really hard in order to find sponsors.
Yeah, certainly. I think you know, we can all attest to the difference of NASCAR compared to other sports is just the fact that, you know, our tool that we use isn't a baseball bat or a helmet and pads or a basketball. You know, it's a very expensive variable, and it just happens to be a race car. And so with that, you have to have help with partners and sponsors and find deals that can relate. And you know, we have such a great presence with our fan base and the loyalty of NASCAR fans, and we try to use that to our advantage the best way possible with bringing in partners like Bill and meeting them and you know, making sure Apex Wireless gets the most out of the relationship as we do. So it goes hand in hand, and you know, there's a reason there's you know, 50 different companies in the top 3 series in NASCAR that have their name on the side of a race car.
So let's bring in Bill. Bill, you are a regular sponsor of Jesse. What got you interested, and how did you come to be involved in sponsoring Jesse?
Well, Jesse and I have a mutual colleague, Matt Jennings, back in April. He lives in Austin, and he worked with David Starr Racing, and he called me up basically and said, if you want to do, we have a car available in Dover, Delaware of all places, for Jesse Little. It was on a Wednesday, and I basically looked at it. They gave me a rendering of the car, and when you see the rendering, you're snake bit. So once I saw that, they had a little video of putting the car together. I was like, yeah, I'm doing this. So we turned that around really quick and got to meet Jesse on that Saturday, you know, in Dover. Great race. And you know, the one thing that I love about NASCAR, and Jesse was alluding to it a little earlier, it's like one big family. You know, everyone you meet is so nice. When I met Jesse, I mean, it's like I felt like he was family right off the bat. You know, and working with Jason, and Jason, I think, is your uncle up in Carolina. It's just a class act. And you know, once we saw the excitement and everything that went into it, and everything, you know, we knew that we had a good relationship moving forward. And this will be our 3rd race, and we're very proud, very happy to sponsor it today. We've done some great things. Jesse talked about getting the most out of it. Let me tell you, we've gotten a lot out of it. The exposure's been there. You know, I've had friends call me from across the country, you know, that didn't know I was doing it, and said, well, someone's imitating you. In Dover, Delaware, they got your logo, they got your name on the car, and I had to explain to them, that's me. So it was nice, you know, seeing the exposure. We've made great contacts from it. You know, we've done some giveaways and things like that. You know, our website, you know, I won't even say 10 times, it was probably thousands of, you know, more hits there. So that's been a plus. And then just being able to meet different contacts. You know, we've met contacts with Shriners Hospital, which is an amazing organization. I think everyone knows that. So we've been taking part in that as well. So it's been great. And Jesse's he's just class A. He's as good as it gets.
I didn't pay him to say that.
Yeah.
$50.
Yeah.
I have to say, the car, the number 78 Chevrolet, looks fantastic, and your Apex logo on the hood there really does pop. It's big. Yes, it's very noticeable on the television screen.
This one's nice, so we're excited to see it. We got the flame on the side this time, so the theme of this race is going to be fire and fury.
Excellent. I love it.
We always joke, if it goes as fast as it looks, we'll be happy.
So how do you feel about the race this afternoon? You're in number 78, you're in the Chevy. How does that compare with the other cars you've driven? Is this your favorite car?
Yeah, this is a good car for us. A lot of the cars we try to build with as much consistency as we can. More so, this racetrack is one of my favorites. It's challenging, it's demanding, but it's one of the fastest we go to. So it kind of, it puts a lot back into the driver's hands as far as finding that edge and staying there for as long as you can. This race today is 300 miles, so it's one of our longer ones, and you try to just, start it smart, but position yourself so you're there at the end.
Fantastic. So looking forward to seeing this, Jesse. Jesse Little, Bill Brunton, thank you so much
Absolutely.
for being with us today.
Thank you.
On the horn. Y'all take care. Bye for now.